Here we go, round two.
Starting the morning off with a little sunshine, a little vitamin D. Battery went dead on the first video. Forgot to charge the phone. I guess didn't charge it last night. So my question revolves around you and your business and what you're doing to take it to the next level. From a mindset standpoint, from a help standpoint. And the reason I ask is I just got back from California and was out there we had 20 people probably at our peak, but for the most part about 10 to 12 core people every day from Wednesday till last night, I guess yesterday afternoon, and just doing things to take our businesses to the next level. And I see a lot of people make the mistake of not having a support system, having people they can reach out to. And that's a dangerous thing. You know, for the first 8 years of having this business, this agency, I was there. I didn't turn anywhere. I didn't leave my house, didn't leave Cincinnati. You know, I went from my house to my clients, and that was about it. And all of my communication was with my clients. And so I wasn't turning anywhere for help and for guidance and for support. And I think that this can relate to any business. You know, we had our boat and RV dealership, you know, same place a lot of my clients are at now. You know, you run the business. And we had meetings we went to that were dealer meetings. But what I look back on now and I realize a huge issue with those dealer meetings was they were just big parties. It was entertainment, thank yous, hurrahs. It wasn't anything that trained people, or there wasn't masterminding. And that's a tough thing to be in. You know, I had a restaurant owner tell me the other day that that's one thing he struggles with, is that his philosophies and theories on how to run his restaurant are all his. They're rooted in his experiences. They're rooted in his day-to-day. And that he struggles to get outside of his four walls to get an audience with people that aren't him and that are just like him. And so I think it's important to do. And no matter what business you're in, you know, obviously these masterminds I do mainly are geared around agencies. I'm actually working on a restaurant one that's going to be out of town, where I get about 10 restaurant owners together and do a 3-day event like this to help them solve some issues and get some ideas. But this one was the agencies, and the agencies are a little more popular than others. But I still see a lot of agencies not doing this, and I think back to when I was new in the game, you know, from 08 to 15, I guess 16. What would have changed in my business had I went to places like I went here, like I went out to California and sat down with 10 like-minded peers, all agency owners, one from Belgium. You know, back 6 weeks ago, we had the house in San Diego. Also, we had people from all over the world. I think Croatia and Australia, New Zealand, Belgium, all over the United States, Canada. And it's not only the energy you get from being around people just like you, it's also the ideas. You know, we sat on Friday or Saturday and we spent probably a good 3 hours brainstorming ideas for Els, who's from Belgium, for helping her get out of her comfort zone, Luis from Chicago, Gerard from Virginia Beach, figure out how they can grow their advertising agency in the correct manners, with the correct techniques and putting the foundation down. Yeah, Eric says the group gets us talking. You're right. It gets you talking, and you get to talk to somebody that's in a like mind and the same path. But it's pretty cool because some of the ideas we came up with were huge, that no doubt will help these agencies get to the next level. You know, for me, I was telling Chris Patterson, who was out there speaking, he asked what I get out of it. And I told him, I said, it's kind of wild because even though I'm perceived as the expert in the room, I'm the one coordinating it all, the one running it all, people are there to meet and have conversation with. Every time I talk to somebody with an idea, I'm like, oh, crap, I'm going to do that. It's like literally the big idea we came up with for L's, we realized, man, all of us can do this. And I'm thinking, well, how the hell am I not using this already? And so today I've got my BNI meeting at 11:30 a.m., and it's going to be the first place I announce this new idea of how to use BNI and networking to knock out 6 to 7 tactics to help me grow my agency all in one and do some pretty cool stuff. So you've got to get out and get out in front of the right people. And also you've got to have fun, because I will say this, we did have some fun. We went to an arcade the one night. My coach Billy Jean, who had an event out there, which is why we had gathered around this and had this mastermind, had an arcade night. We went to go-karts and Pop-A-Shot and all that good stuff. We went out of town a few times. We went on I rented a 60-foot catamaran on Saturday night as kind of a thank you to everybody. That was really enjoyable, a couple hours of sunset and the city lights. Then, of course, went to dinner after that. Hung out in the hot tub a lot. And then Sunday, we actually took the day off. This was a first, because a lot of my masterminds, it seems like we pack them in too much, in that every day has something. And I planned Sunday, nothing at all. And we woke up. I think the majority of us got situated in the house, in the living room around 9:30. And we had about an hour session where we talked about 3 people's business that we didn't get to the night before. And then we went and played basketball. We found a park down in La Jolla, not La Jolla. It's a pretty funny prank the guys played on me. I'll tell you in a minute. Played basketball for, probably an hour and a half, 2 hours seemed like. Might have been shorter, I don't know. It was a great time out in the sun. We grabbed some lunch, and then we rented scooters. Some of them went back to the house to continue their masterminding. And then about, it was 5 of us. 5 of us rented scooters, little Lime rental scooters, and drove around San Diego, drove around, I think it was Mission Beach. We went from Pacific Beach to Mission Beach, and it was a pretty good time. But you've got to take time for you. You got to take time for your business. You got to get out of your environment. And it's kind of weird, because sometimes, like when I did this a couple years ago, my first ever time I went to an event with Billy Jean, I literally felt like I was failing my clients because I wasn't working for them right then and there. That I was on a plane all day. I was at a dinner. The next day I was at a meeting all day with this seminar. Then I hopped on a plane day 3 and flew home. So I literally got to San Diego like 4 o'clock on a Wednesday, had the event all next day, and then left like 5, 6 a.m. on the Friday. I think I got up like 4 something to get to the airport like by 6 and get home. I was in a hurry to get back here and work in the business versus working on it. And I look now, and the same type of trip, Billy had his event on Thursday, same as he did 3 years ago. And I went out on Wednesday, same thing, got there around noon this time. Had the event Thursday. He had a second, like a VIP event Friday. I had my event Saturday. We took all of Sunday off. Then we got up and messed around Monday morning, had breakfast with a friend out in California, Mike Cooch, and then flew home. So took a lot more time to get a lot more in and really work on my mind, work on the people around me, and get some ideas. But it was pretty cool. So I'm going to give you something. This is great. This is how I know I'm around the right people. So going out there, I knew we were going to La Jolla, California. But La Jolla is spelled La Jolla, Jolla. I don't know how this happened, but at some point, Chris Patterson decided that he was going to convince everybody to go along with that it was La Jolla, not La Jolla, to mess with Matt. And going out there, I knew it was La Jolla. I mean, I had talked to numerous people, because I remember seeing the name on paper, like, what is it? This is spelled weird, but it's La Jolla, right? Because I'd heard it pronounced before. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I don't know. I think we got out there Wednesday. I think it was somewhere around Friday night or Saturday that I kept hearing La Jolla. People were saying La Jolla. And I remember my mind thinking, why are these morons saying La Jolla? It's La Jolla. And then I kept seeing them on video saying it. What was it? A local guy came up by the house. Neighbor walked up for a beer. They apparently pulled him aside, and I remember this part because it kind of caught me off guard. As he asked me, "Hey, how you enjoying your time in La Jolla?" And I remember thinking, "Holy crap! Is it pronounced two ways? Am I pronouncing it wrong?" And so I think it must have been Saturday night. Maybe it was. No, I guess it was Sunday. They all clued me in that they had been messing with me. So it's kind of funny. But you're in the right place when people go out of the way to do that kind of stuff. It was a good time. It was a funny prank. Had me confused as hell because even when they had convinced me it was La Jolla, I still was thinking, man, how did I get so off track to think it was La Jolla? But it is La Jolla. It's not La Jolla. Chris Patterson, you got me. I'll get you next time. So that's all I got. I'm going to get my to-do list done, have a team meeting here soon, then go to BNI, get my day started. See you later.